Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another fire-ass episode of the Men's Physique Show. Boys, ladies, children, elderly, all of you out in the world, I want you to give a special what's up to our boy, Eman, the Australian voice of Men's Physique, hailing out of Melbourne, Australia. Let's go, Phil DeCelli. Why aren't people following him more as a coach? Let's go, Phil. And, of course, the culture of Men's Physique himself, the heartbeat of Men's Physique. You know him by many names. McGravy, always wavy, never ever lazy. My boy, our boy, my brother, Hart McGrath. Let's go.
Let's go, Hart. Oh, straight down the barrel of the gun.
And out of Hotlanta, your boy, the gaffer, Aline Bolton, IBB Pro. And yo, we have so much news going into the Tri-City. Erin Banks, Isai, what? It's like lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. What are we talking about, Hart?
Talking about so much good shit. I had to drop the S-bomb. I don't care if YouTube blocks us and copyrights us. Boys, horde, Men's Physique audience. First of all, I know we're all hyped right now, me, Avop, and the Gaffa, because we just got off the conversation with Erin Banks, and wait till we drop that one. Also, more news. We just dropped the Drew Cullen interview, so go check out that interview, which is phenomenal. But like Aline, like you just said, we have the Tri-City Pro this weekend, and we have a rematch between Carlos Ocran and Emanuel Hunter. Amit Agre is going to be in there. Clarence McSpadden is going to be there. Before we get into any of that, Phil, who's winning that show?
I have no idea. I'm sitting on the fence. I'm being neutral because this is going to be interesting. You know, obviously Emanuel Hunter coming off that win last week. Carlos Ocran is right on his tail. Then you've got some big names. You've got Amit going at it again. You've got Clarence McSpadden, after the Arnold Classic UK. I don't know. It's going to be a very, very hard one to pick. But what I do know is that it's going to be a very, very interesting and a very exciting show. But before we get into that, guys, if you think you know who's going to win this weekend, you know what to do. Head over to the Physique League. The latest post is now live. Put your predictions there. Who's coming first, second, and third? The leaderboard is up on the IG page as well. Check where you're currently standing. But it's going to be a tough one. Gaffer, what do you think?
Wow, let me tell you. Well, after hearing Tyler Manning's recap of the Charlotte Pro, the Charlotte Cup, these guys are going to go back and they're going to make changes. I mean, he told them exactly what they need to do, what he saw, what the judges saw, why it was so close. And we're in a situation right now, we're in a state where Eman has to make more distance between him and Carlos right now, right? And Carlos has to come in and not overpose and make sure that that back is dry and that he doesn't have any lines, any creases. Really the stuff that we spoke about on our recap after the show. So it's always great when the final boss himself, Tyler Manning, sees it the way we see it and says it the way we see it and say it. And it's been amazing, man, to just be on this journey to see these guys improve, steel sharpen steel. Carlos and EmaX, when he comes looking like that, he's EmaX. When they both get next to each other, you can see how they want it. They both want it and want it really, really bad. Then you have the introduction of Clarence McSpadden. He went to the Arnold UK. First of all, an achievement unto itself, considering that the man just came off of, a horrible car injury and still hit the stage. So that's impressive. And then, of course, Amit Agre out of India, hailing out of India. Man, that dude is so honorable. He's got a look to him. He's got the front pose on lock. Still has to come up with that back. Hopefully they can carb up and get that back nice and full so it can give the illusion, the appearance that it's even bigger. And let's see what happens. So, boys, I'm going to be boots on the ground at the Tri-City. I can't wait to be there.
Front and center, the gaffer's going to be. I mean, we saw him there last week at the Charlotte Pro. Now he's there again. I mean, it's good to have you over there, Gaffer, because obviously with Hart being an Asian, me being in Australia, it's hard for us to get to the shows, but we've got the best man on the job. And if you are at the Tri-City this weekend, make sure to go up to Gaffer, take a photo, say a hi, have a chat to him. That'll make all our days, but we know it'll make Gaffer's day as well. So go ahead and have a chat to him. But if we're talking about backs, there's actually one more back that we need to talk about, and that's Dan Ibrahim. I don't know if you guys, I mean, we all know him.
That's right. Dan Ibrahim is going to be in the building.
We can't forget about him because obviously now we've got Eman, we've got Carlos, but there's going to be another back on that stage that we need to talk about as well. But Hart, let's get into this show. Let's do it.
Yeah, I want to start off with Dan Ibrahim. I mean, like you just said, this is a big name. This is a big physique that is going to have a back like the Emanuel Hunters, like the Carlos Ocrans. This is exciting. If there's anything that is the most exciting thing about the Tri-City Classic, it's that Dan Ibrahim horde, the men's physique audience, is heading into the show. You guys know I used to create reels like crazy with Dan. Used to collab with them. They used to go nuts. I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. Dan Ibrahim is the real deal. This guy has so much muscle, so much quality muscle, really nice, polished, holographic skin, and he always shows up really good to Showtime. Here he is. Latest update. It's peak week for Dan Ibrahim. We're a few days out of the show. This guy has so many unique muscle features. I think this guy could be in the top 3. I think this guy can shake things up. Avomp, I'll throw it to you first. You're looking at Dan Ibrahim. Does this guy have a chance placing top 3 at this show?
Absolutely. I mean, he's a name that's been on everyone's radar over the last couple of years. I know that there was a bit of debate with Dan. There was judges that were saying he was too big. There was fans that were saying he was too big for the division. I don't think Dan cares. I think he just has a passion for men's physique, and he's going to just stay in the division. And I'm with him. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to follow what you love, and we've seen the guys get bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, we've seen Isai Kesek, latest update drop today. The guys put on a lot of size as well. But if we're talking about back, this guy's going to have one of the best backs on that stage on the weekend. I'm excited to see the battle. I hope the head judge, I'm not sure if it's Tyler that's doing this show, but I hope we see a comparison between him, Emanual, and Carlos, because that is going to be a sight for everyone to see. That's going to be super exciting. And Gaffer, you're going to be front and center with that one. We're looking forward to hearing exactly what you say about that. But, you know, I like the look. I like the physique. I like the structure. I like the flow. I like the muscle. This guy ticks a lot of boxes when it comes to the men's physique criteria. But yeah, cool to see Dan first show for 2026. Will he shake up the top 3, the top 4 this weekend? Time will tell, but I think he does have a chance for sure. Gaffer, what do you think?
You know, Avomp, you said it beautifully, man. And this is a guy who started off natural and was already big and had a beautiful flow to his physique. And then he got on the G, and it's like it almost just took him through the stratosphere, maybe almost too much. And I think that the division is starting to catch up. I mean, you see guys like Carlos Ocran getting rewarded for the size. You see guys like Brandon Hendrickson, you know, getting again. Well, he's always awarded and rewarded for the size, right? But guys are just getting bigger in the game, and you know, maybe that opens up another opportunity for the IFBB to present another. And we've spoken about this before, but maybe another division in men's physique, or you know, before men's physique as a new entry point, because guys are getting so big. You know, you've got Andre Dayu, also a very, very big guy. You know, on that stage, these guys could almost be classic. You know, with the physiques. But Dan Ibrahim, love the name first of all. He's got Hart's dad's first name, Dan, and then he's got the Ibrahim, which just sounds biblical. You know, like this guy is straight out of Revelations, and that's what he's bringing. When you see him with this physique, it's like the gods themselves said, "Let's put this guy on this planet and let's see what he's going to do." Right, this demigod of a guy. He's got the striations, he's got the depth, he's got the density. You know, the only thing that's been a plague, 2 things, has been his posing. Number 1, which I know he's working on. And he's out there in Alpha Elite in Houston a lot with Clarence McSpadden and all. I know they get busy. So it's going to be great to see them, and how Clarence is a master poser. So if he's been giving Dan any tips, I'm sure it's going to show and really take him to the next level. But then you've also got his arms and his upper body is just really, really big. And unfortunately, it's been his Achilles heel to be as big as he has been, because the judges haven't rewarded him in many shows like they probably will now that the division has gotten a little bit bigger and it's more accepting. I tell you this, if I'm Dan, I'm going to any Steve Weinberger show, because he likes to see big guys. Like that's the show that I'm going to if I'm Dan, because I know those are going to be the judges that are absolutely, they care more about the size than the conditioning. And I'm not saying that, it's one or the other. It's just that they lean a little bit more towards that classic bodybuilding physique, and he's got that. So I'm excited to see him. Boys, if they put Eman, Carlos, EmaX, Carlos, and Dan next to each other with their backs, I don't know if there's going to be enough room on stage for everyone else to stand.
I was literally just thinking that.
Boy, it's going to be like being at a drive-in movie where you got 3 movie screens up and you're like, which movie do I want to see? You know what I mean? That's what it's going to look like. So I can't wait to be there, boys. You already know when EmaX is in the house, I got my popcorn, I got my Twizzlers, I got my protein shake because I do want to keep it a little natural and still put on the size and everything. But boys, I'm going to be out there, and I can't wait to start throwing some reels out there to you boys so we can get this out to the fans and to the public, to the horde. Let's go. What you think, Hart?
I love that. I love what you said. It's so interesting with Dan to me because he's in a different position from a lot of guys who are trying to make it to the Mr. Olympia, trying to win a pro show. A lot of guys, the feedback is, more upper chest or lower back needs more thickness. With Dan, like you said, it's posing, it's stage presence, and it's conditioning. It's peaking properly, which is very interesting. So with Dan, the muscle's there. Like the muscle's there front to back, maybe tiny little pieces of tissue if the judges are even telling him that by now, but the muscle is there. He's almost overgrown. So his feedback is a lot different from every other pro that is on that pro circuit, meaning he's already pretty much complete from head to toe. So complete, to your guys' point, people have told him to go to classic. He's tried classic. I'm sure a few judges has even said to him, hey, maybe try classic physique. I can say I'm extremely biased. Dan Ibrahim, I'm really happy you're still in men's physique. I think you belong in men's physique, and I think a pro show win that will happen this year will prove that to everyone, because there's been a lot of haters on Dan over the last couple years, especially when I used to cover him, about this guy does not belong in men's physique. This guy belongs in men's physique. When he nails his posing and he brings that perfect package, which I think he will do this year, he's going to win a pro show, maybe another pro show, and I'd love to see this physique on that 2026 Olympia. To your guys' point, is this a guy who can be top 3 at this year's Tri-City Pro? Aleem, you're going to be there in person. You're going to tell us right away. I think so. If you're playing Physique League and you don't have Dan Ibrahim on that list, which a lot of people don't, it may shake up the entire predictions. Dan Ibrahim, ladies and gentlemen, super excited to see this guy on stage. Let's jump over to Carlos Ocran. Gaffa, I'm going to throw it over to you first. We put up a reel, and literally the cover photo says you should be worried. And I did direct that to EmaX, because EmaX should be worried. And Gaffa, you were there, you understood the situation. Tell us exactly why Emanual Hunter should be worried, because as far as I'm concerned, you were telling us that Eman showed up money for prejudging and then began to fade a little bit towards finals. Tell us about what happened and break down Carlos Ocran a little bit for us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Well, EmaX was definitely on in prejudging. I mean, you saw the lines, you saw the detail in the back, much better than he had previously showcased at the Arnold UK and the Arnold Ohio. He was on. The striations and the obliques, the muscle bellies and the abs were popping out. You didn't really see how amazing it looked when you look at the video footage because of the lighting. So it kind of like dampened his look a little bit. You couldn't really get an appreciation for how striated his abs and his core section really is. But damn, you looked at his back and you was like, that dude is shorter than Carlos, and he has a much wider back too. He has not much, but he has a noticeably wider back than Carlos, right? Carlos has a wide back too. But the thing about it is the posing. If you notice, Eman, when he poses, it's more like a Ryan Terry pose where, and Steve Weinberger talked about this, where like the back is flat and you're protruding your hips back and everything streams right up into the back. You see it helps to accentuate your lower lats. They come out. He's staying wide. He doesn't have the arms up too high. They're perfect so that he can maximize the width of the lats. If you come up too high, your lats start to go away a little bit. If you are too low, they start to go away. You look a little too lean, too thin, too narrow. He had them perfect, and he had the detail there that he didn't execute. He didn't showcase at the Arnold, and still plays great. I mean, that's just a testament to his physique. Then you look at Carlos. Carlos was in my opinion, Carlos had the prejudging initially, and they kept him up there a little bit longer. And they started because when it's close like that, when they hold the athletes longer, it's to see who fades. Like if it's splitting hairs, that's going to be kind of the determining variable who should get it or not. Carlos has a nice chest. He's got nice shoulders, nice arms. They streamline. He does have long arms. And I'm glad that he changed his posing because it contours more to his physique, but he can still come up with that a little bit more too. Great detail, great thickness in the back. He was chiseled, and a lot of judges had him in first. But as they stayed up there, his line started to go away. He started to fade. That's a conditioning issue. It's not, hey, is he dry and all like that? It's the lines start to literally go away, and you can see them visibly start to just disappear. And E got harder, pause, as the show kept going on. So as he was on stage, you saw even more detail start coming out in E, and that was the differentiator between them. Then when they went to finals, Carlos, in my opinion, came in even more money than he came in prejudging. They had the formula correct. However, the posing is where I think he lost it. He was over posing in the back pose, leaning too far back. It created like these creases and the wrinkles in the back. And again, it's a posing thing. You can have the best physique. It's just another testament. You can have one of the best physiques walking the planet Earth, maybe even the best. But if you don't know how to showcase it and pose it, you're not going to get the props. I mean, you could have the cure for cancer, but if you never put it out there, nobody gets cured. So you got to know how to pose. You got to know how to showcase your physique. Carlos did wonderful. Loved the shorts. Loved everything, the board shorts and everything. I wish they were manifest, but they looked dope on him. Man, it was tight. It was a close one. But I do think that, if Carlos makes those changes, it's going to be even closer. But guess what? EmaX is called. He's made changes. He's coming in even tighter. He's going to weigh less than what he weighed at the Charlotte Cup. So that means he's going to have that much more detail in that back. And I think he's really going to take his physique to that Olympia 4th place level again, coming into the Tri-City. So it's going to be interesting to see. What do you guys think?
All I'm going to say is you took every point that I was going to say and you said it so much better than what I was going to say. Because I was actually going to ask you, I mean, you being boots on the ground, my question was, what's it going to take for Eman to hold off and win the back-to-back shows? And what's going to take Carlos to beat, what's going to take for him to beat Eman? And you literally said the most important part is going to be the posing. Make sure that posing is that little bit better. So, man, all I'm saying is it's going to be exciting because, like you said, Eman's coming in. One thing that I'm going to say is Eman. One thing that's could edge Eman over Carlos is momentum. He's now going into this show with much more momentum, more confidence. Obviously he placed third twice at both Arnold Classics. He now has 1 foot on that plane to Vegas. He now knows that all he needs to do is do exactly what he did last week, but make it a little bit better. And all of a sudden now he's secured that 2026 Olympia qualification. So yeah, it's going to be very, very exciting to see. Hart, what do you think?
I think if you're playing Physique League and you don't have Emanuel Hunter, look at this. Eman, Carlos, Eman. Clearly, look at this. Eman, Carlos, Eman. If Emanuel Hunter doesn't win this show, it's going to be a massive upset. I think 90% of the Horde, the men's physique audience, the Horde, has Emanuel Hunter winning this show. Very, very exciting. We talked about Carlos. We talked about Emanuel. Avamp, I'm going to throw it over to you first. We cannot forget our boy from India, Amit Agre, 4th place finish. A lot of people thought he could place better than that. We even had our boy Aleem Bolton. I'll pull up a video in a second, have a wonderful conversation, hype Amit Agre up, give him that energy before he went on stage, which is so powerful. Like, guys, we have a host on the Men's Physique show, the GAFA, going to shows backstage before these guys get on, hyping these guys up, giving them energy. Is that not the coolest shit you've ever heard of? Anyways, Phil, we got a new video of Amit Agre. Clear footage, 4K footage. You just have fun with this one. What do you think of Amit Agre? Do you think he's going to place better than 4th? And what does he need to do to do that.
I know one thing for sure, he's going to look better than what he did last week, because I think the one thing that he was missing was just a little bit more detail. And I feel like the flight over from India could have caused that. But now, 2 weeks in the States, he's able to flush off a little bit more of that water retention, which he was holding last week. I feel like his lines weren't as deep. And me and Gaffer were talking about it, off the recording, but his lines didn't seem as deep as what we would like him to see. Now, hopefully, another 7 days under his belt, able to get a bit more water off, a bit more, dry out a little bit more, and hopefully that tan does come in a little bit darker as well. I feel like that was one of the things that was missing last week, in addition to the sheen. When we saw the photos from the Charlotte Pro last week, and you said it perfectly, Hart, it was like seeing the Pokemon cards. And you see your normal cards, and then you see the holographics. And with the holographics, that was in, like, when you look at Eman and when you look at Carlos, they had that shine, they had that sheen, and that's what the judges are drawn to. End of the day, a lot of people overlook these things, but bodybuilding is a game of 1%ers. And if you're missing that 1%er and someone else capitalizes on it, they're going to jump you in terms of placings. So that's one thing that I think Amit needs to really remember to do, put a bit more shine on. Now, with Amit, I feel like there is a little bit of a misbalance with the top and the upper. I feel like his legs are a little bit small in comparison to the upper body, which obviously there's nothing he can do in the next 7 days to be able to, or the next couple of days to fix that. But I feel like in terms of what he can do and what he is able to control is just tightening up a little bit more and getting that tan top notch. Gaffer, you saw him.
Said. Damn, that was well said, Ivan.
You saw him in person. I saw you pinch the body fat. I know you said that there was nothing left there. What do you think,
bro? You said it well, and you said it accurate. And here's what I think. I think if you're a competitor and you don't get your shorts, your trunks hemmed for you, if you don't get them fitted correctly, you're doing yourself an injustice. I saw a lot of athletes on stage with wrinkles and the extra material on their board shorts sticking up, and all you got to do is go get them hemmed, go get them taken in so that they fit really, really right. I know Brandon does that. A lot of other great athletes do that. I think Ali Bilal does that as well. So you want them to stick and almost look like they've been painted on your legs. That will give the illusion that your legs aren't that small, number one. And even if you have big legs and you still see those wrinkles, unfortunately, what winds up happening is that the judges deduct that from you because it looks like you don't have enough leg density in those board shorts. So that's one thing that he should do. The other thing I think you hit spot on is, a slightly darker tan. Maybe go through the tanning one more time. He might have did 2 coats, do a 3rd coat with the tan. In my humble opinion, I would do the Ali Bilal. I know I'm going to be doing that. And I'd take the dishwashing soap. I'm scrubbing all the way down so that the body can really absorb the tan and really soak it into the epidermis. Then the other thing too, I think that 1 and 2 are going to be EmaX and Carlos. 3 and 4 are between, I think, potentially Amit, Clarence, and Dan. Right? So that's our top 5, I believe, in my humble opinion. And I'm not throwing shade to anyone who's participating, but these guys are just further along in their journey than a lot of the other guys. And when we're talking about the stuff we're talking about right now, this is that 1% that Avon talks about where you got to be. So, in the front pose, it's hard to beat a guy like Clarence McSpadden in the front pose. He's samurai shreds for a reason. And I think Amit has a great front pose. But I just think that in terms of the chest development, the bubbliness, the obliques, the striations, I just think that Clarence has one of the best front poses that's out there. I mean, him, Drew Cullen, they have incredible front poses. But when you turn to the back, that's where both of them seem to lack. Amit doesn't. He has nice lower lats, for sure, really good striated lower lats, but his upper lats is where he needs a little bit more development. So in the off season, or if he can grow into his next couple of shows, bring up the legs, bring up the upper lats, and it might be lights out. I mean, this guy has that much potential. He's got an amazing look. Same thing with Clarence. Clarence has the wheels and he has the front pose. It's just the back. And had he had a full year and wasn't in that car accident to really develop the back, I think we'd be singing a different song here about Clarence and where he's placing, for sure. he's already a threat. You know, he's got all the veteran moves. He knows how to hold his poses. He doesn't fade. There's so many. He comes in polished. He knows how to have his tan right, the glaze, everything. So he's going to control the controllables, and that's what Amit is still learning. So they're just slightly different places in their journey. That's why I kind of have Clarence over him right now. But it's any man's game. And then Dan Ibrahim, he hasn't done a show in a few months. It's our first time seeing him back, and are the arms going to be too powerful, and it won't be a streamlined physique. We know when he turns to the back, it's going to be bananas. Again, I'm going to have my 3D glasses on. I'm going to be looking right, watching that movie. But when he turns to the front, can he hold his poses? Does he fade? All that is the unknown, which is why I don't have him in the top 4 right now. But I gotta say, if they don't put him in that, if they don't stand him next to those 2 other guys, EmaX and Carlos, they're doing the fans an injustice, because we all want to see the best backs. Ibrahim clearly has one of the top backs in the game, top 6, top 7 backs in the game. You got 2 of the top 4 backs in the game. Like, let's just see them battle it out, and let's see who owns that back, that face the curtain shot. So that's where my head's at. What do you think? We got heart, culture.
Yeah, I love what you boys are saying. I'm getting hyped. I'm getting chills. I'm getting hyped for this show. We're talking about Clarence McSpadden. We're talking about Amit Agre, another very exciting show in men's physique with the Tri-City Classic. Avon, I'm going to throw it over to you. We just got off the horn with Erin Banks, and it was an amazing conversation. Without giving too much away, briefly talk about the interview and then get into this physique a little bit.
The first thing I want to say is E-Banks. There's too many E's in this division, but man, what an exciting interview that was. To be able to interview an Arnold Classic winner, a Pittsburgh Pro winner, an Olympian champion. It was such a cool conversation. I mean, we dived into so many different topics, what he's doing off the stage, what he's currently doing, where his mindset is moving into the 2026 season. We know he's jumping on stage in a couple of weeks. We're talking about his physique. We're talking about everything. This is a men's physique dream. If you're a fan, if you're an athlete, if you're a competitor, if you're a coach, this is an interview that you want to tap into. You want to watch as soon as it goes live. I'm not going to give away any details as to when it goes live, but if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tap the bell icon so you're one of the first people that are notified when this interview goes live. And while you're here, make sure to like and drop a comment on this video as well. It definitely helps with the algorithm. And if you haven't, take a screenshot, add it to your Instagram story, tag the Men's Physique Show official, Hart McGrath, Aline Bolton, Philip Maselli, and we'll upload it to our stories as well. But let's talk about the physique. 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out, and there's one thing that he said over and over and over again in that interview. He's bringing back the old Erin Banks. And that's what we want to see. We want to see the old Erin Banks. The old Erin Banks with some improvements, and he has made some improvements. He spoke to Cuts. They are going for a look, and it was one of the best looks that they have ever put together as a team. I'm not going to tell you the look that they're going for as well. You're going to have to tune into the episode to find out what look they're going for. But Erin Banks, there's a reason why he's one of the most elite athletes in the world. With these check-in photos, you can see why. But yeah, I'm excited to see Erin back on stage in a few weeks' time. Gaffer, you were hyped on the interview. Tell us about it.
Bro, I was so hyped with Erin because, first of all, Erin's our boy, and that's my guy, and from leaving the Arnold on the same flight, chopping it up. So proud of him with his new stigma. Look at us chilling, right? Bro, it was such a monumental stitch in our journey as the Men's Physique Show, having Banks on. It was amazing. And his resume goes crazy, hence why I think his new name is going to have to be Erin the Resume Banks. I was thinking Pittsburgh if he wins this Pittsburgh, which very well could be possible. I mean, you got some heavy hitters that are running into that show. I mean, Ali himself, Ed Von, I could go on and on and on, but his resume speaks volumes. The Boston Pro, New York Pro, the Arnold twice. You're talking the Olympia win. Anything that this man touches, essentially, he wins, and or at least places really, really high. definitely one of the top tier out of the top 7 guys in the world. He's always in that conversation. In fact, always in the top 4 in the world. Forget the 7. He's always in the top 4. There's only a few guys that even come close to this guy, right? So the back goes crazy. The front is crazy. The shoulders are always capped. He's always got this athletic vibe to him. He loves to smoke. He ain't scared of nothing, no one, nowhere. He will show up and show out. I mean, man, what an incredible interview. And he dropped gems. He dropped the gems on the workouts. He dropped gems on, I mean, I'm not even going to go to everything. But as we see here, half rack pulls. Why do you have such a thick ass, pause back? This is what I do, right? And I do other things too. And these are the things I do. If you don't tune in, if you don't hear, man, you ain't trying to win nothing. That's all I got to say. You ain't, unless you're the 3 guys above him from the O, unless you one of them 3 guys, you ain't trying to win nothing. You ain't get the formula, get the sauce, the secret sauce, tune into the Men's Physique Show, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Sound like the Avant right now. What you got, Hart?
He's learned off the best.
People don't get it. People don't understand, especially if you weren't around in 2021 when Erin did what he did. Let me just recap it for you. First show, no one knows who Erin Banks is. Shows up to a massive competitive show, the Houston Pro, gets second place right behind Kali Muscle. Damn. Okay, first pro, second place. That's pretty damn good. Second show, he says, okay, I'm going to go meet up with Hart in Salt Lake City at the Wasatch Warrior. Second place, just narrowly behind Corey Morris. His second show ever as a professional. And he's like, okay,
Corey Morris.
To Corey Morris. Maybe I'll go check out, let's go check out the Pittsburgh Pro. Who's doing the Pittsburgh Pro? Oh, only the Mr. Olympia, Erin Banks, and the uncrowned king himself, Kyron Holden. Third place at the Pittsburgh Pro. Raymond Edmonds and Kyron Holden.
Yeah.
Who knows what I said? That's how hyped up I am. Third place at the Pittsburgh Pro. And then he's like, you know what? There's a show called the New York Pro. I've never heard of it. Maybe I'll show up. Wins the New York Pro as his 4th show ever being a pro. And that's not the only thing. Then this guy goes to Mr. Olympia and gets second place right behind Brandon Hendrickson with half the horde fans seeing Erin beating Brandon Hendrickson. And that's not all. He's still working with his coach Cuts at this time. Then they go to the Arnold Classic and win that as well. I mean, Erin Banks, his first year is no, I don't think anyone's going to ever do that again. If it happens, hopefully I'm around and still alive to witness it. But Erin Banks, like you said, Gaffa, Erin, the resume Banks is the real deal. 4.5, 5 weeks out. Super excited. Phil, I heard that breathe in. What do you got for me?
What I was thinking was when that next person does it, we're going to be reporting on it on the Men's Physique Show. And you better believe that we're going to be the first ones reporting on the scene. That's what I'm saying.
In person too. In person.
Exactly.
No, don't give away some of the evolution of our show here too quickly.
I know. It's just so easy.
You'll be able to pick it out when I start breathing.
Dude, I know. I can hear it from here. I can hear it from Thailand, dog. No. Okay. Last topic of the day, guys. We touched on the show. We touched on who we think is going to get, top 3. Go play Physiquely. Go get your picks in because there's a reason it's free this year and everyone's having fun and understanding the league. But I'm telling you, next year, that Physique league is going to be a premium league. And we're going to pay for a little bit of money as well as giving the athletes some cash too. So stay tuned for that. Get used to Physique league. It's not going anywhere. Isai Kesek, boys, is in the building and the Gaffa. What is this? What is going on here with these updates?
I would have said easily that Isai is using AI with his physique updates, but he's not. Well, how do we know that? Because Phil Naselli, the Australian voice of Men's Physique, Avant, and the culture, the Men's Physique culture himself, Hart McGrath, have seen him in person, and this boy is huge. Pause. We're talking about wide clavicle. The width goes bonkers. I'm talking about like you got to get in one of those tuk-tuks and drive across from one shoulder to the next. That's the Prince of Indonesia. That's his look right now. Like he's just going stupid wide, stupid dense. He got the feedback from the judges. This guy's relentless. All he does is live and breathe Men's Physique. Look at the lat. Look how low the insertion is on his lat. That's crazy. With the cuts. And he's what, 5 weeks, 6 weeks? This is my dark. I know we talked about this. I'm not going to take it away from you boys, but this is my dark horse at the Pittsburgh Pro because he is that good. He is that damn good. And he has similarities in his posing like Edvan Palmera when he does that, from face to curve in that transition, when he goes back to the front and the arms swing around. It's such a beautiful transition. Such a beautiful transition. Look how his lower lats, the Christmas tree is popping, the erectors, the rhomboids, the traps, the rear delts, everything is there. Everything has come up. So I don't know how much more muscle tissue he's put on and how much he's going to be able to hold because, again, it takes time for muscle to stick to the skeletal frame. But clearly he's put on so much, something's going to be there, and he's still shredded like this far out. If you're not shredded like this, you're not, 5 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks out, like you see with Ali Bilal, with Isai, with Edvan right now, with Banks. Like, you're not going to be in that top tier. I'm just telling you. You're not giving yourself enough runway, enough time in order to really come in crispy, etched, and ready to rock. You're not giving yourself enough time. What are you boys seeing when it comes to Isai? What do you see, Phil?
I think Isai, or Hart, was trying to take some of Isai's secrets, which is why he was eating at Saver while he was training in Bali. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I reckon Hart saw Isai and goes, I need whatever you're eating. And he's gone to Saver and had some meals. But, man, Isai, I said it in a recent reel. This is the best Isai that I've ever seen. And not only is it the best Isai that I've ever seen, take a look. I don't know if you guys have picked up on this. This guy's look maxing. I don't know if he's using that Kippy product on his face. But, man.
Look at it. Look at that.
I don't know if he's taking tips off Andre. I don't know what he's doing. Ali Bilal. This guy must be using some of that Kippy on his face. Hashtag MP show to get some of that Kippy skincare. But, man, this guy looks damn good. This is the biggest version of Isai I've ever seen. He's got so much muscle on that frame. And to your point, Aleem, how he's holding so much size this close to the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro, I should say. When I actually caught up with Isai in Bali late last year, he'd actually told me that he was doing those two shows well before he knew who the lineup was. I feel like now that he knows who's going to be in that show. He knows that there's going to be an Erin Banks. He knows there's going to be a Kyron Holden. He knows there's going to be an Ali Bilal. He knows there's going to be an Edvan Palmera. I feel like now that gave him even more fuel and more fire. What are you guys laughing at over there? More fuel and more fire to bring the best package that this guy best package that this guy has ever put on stage. That's all I'm saying. He's my dark horse as well for both shows. He could shake up that stage.
Damn right.
Culture.
That was great.
Tell me
what you got.
I'm hysterical because I'm just so proud of how good you've gotten at speaking about these physiques, Phil. Isai Kesek, 4 or 5 weeks out. Absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, Physique League is live. Go get your picks in. It's the Tri-City Classic, and that was another episode of the OTS coming at you fast and furious. Boys, what'd you think?
Amazing. First of all, yes, you're 100% right. Phil, in Spanish, my wife says 100%, 100%. Phil, you are killing the game, bro. I'm so thankful that, we're brothers. And we're on this journey together, man. It is amazing to see the evolution of all three of us. Hart, bro, you are like the Wizard of Oz, bro. Like you just control like a maestro with the little pen up there, and we're playing all sorts of dope ass instruments over here. So it is just fire to see. I love that you're out there in Thailand, brother, feeling the vibes, feeling the flow, and the gaffer, of course. Hey, I'm out here in these streets. I'm pulling up. Charlotte Cup Pro, pulling up to the Tri-City. Shout out to the promoter Roland Huff. Thanks a lot. Incredible guy, athlete himself. Was a former bodybuilder as well. Does the Tri-City, does the Body B1 show. Incredible human being. Can't wait to see him and flick it up with him. My son has met him and taken flicks with him, my youngest. And boys, I'm probably going out to Utah as well. So I'm probably going to go to that show in a couple of weeks as well. And I'm going to holler at Robin. She's the promoter out there. And
I'm sending athletes your way. I
So
got men's
do that.
physique pros in the DMs. They're asking what shows they need to do. I'm telling them go to Wasatch. So they got to meet up with you.
And you know what? You know who's going to be out there with me? The boys from Kippy. So
hey, let's go,
bro.
Okay.
I got one left, and it's almost out. We use it like it's a religious thing here in my house. Like you can't take a shower and not use it. Look how nice my face is looking. Come on now, stop playing.
Whose skin is clear? I think all three of us have like the clearest skin I've ever seen.
Mine is popping. So my wife told me it's popping.
I'm telling you, if there's one YouTube trio on YouTube right now who is looks maxing, we're taking the cake with this one. We've got the best skin in the game. We've got the
Shout
best
out to
skin.
Kippy.
Shout out Kippy, guys. MP show if you want your skin to look like ours. Because I'm telling you, I use it, my wife uses it, Hart uses it, his partner uses it, Gaffer, his wife, we all use it. And if you aren't, we all know with the men's physique division, skin plays a massive part. So guys, go get yourself some Kippy if you haven't already. Gaffer, jump in.
You know what else plays a major part in men's physique? Manifest board shorts, baby.
You know it. Best board shorts in the game.
Shout out to Alex and Dorian out there doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is take over the world and dominate like we are. Man, love you guys. Love you guys. Love you guys. They sent me, did I tell you boys they sent me the Bruce Lees? The yellow and blacks?
No,
they did.
Oh my God, bro. I can't wait to throw those on. I might change my posing and incorporate some type of flying kick across the damn stage, bro. It's never been done before. You know the gaffer gets tight.
No elbows. No elbows on there, Gaffer. We saw what happened in China.
It's got the elbows. I'm gonna do the Bruce, and just come through with it. So anyway, shout out to Manifest, shout out to Kippy, shout out to the Doc at the Center of Wellness and Pain Care. Shout out to Physique and Isai.
Huge supplements.
I'm not gonna give.
Shout out to Huge.
I'm not gonna give some stuff away, but boys, all I gotta say is, I can't wait to start getting my liver even healthier than what it is right now with one of our partners that is about to get down with the show. I'm talking your heart, your liver, all your gut. Listen, let's go. That's all I gotta say. Let's go. How y'all feeling?
And you know what? It's good that you touched on that, Gaffer, because with this sport, it does take a massive toll on your physique, not only mentally, physically, but even internally. So guys, this is going to be massive for the fans out there, the athletes out there as well, to just look after your health as a whole. And we're looking forward to revealing that in the next couple of weeks. But Gaffer, you touched on every point. Manifest board shorts, Physique Fitness, Physique, Huge Supplements, Kippy, Dr. Campbell over there at the Center of Wellness and Pain Care. Discount codes, links are all in the bio. And guys, also, one more thing, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've got a massive Erin Banks interview going live very, very soon. And if you want to be the first person or one of the first people to see that one, subscribe to the YouTube channel, tap the bell icon as well so you're notified as soon as it goes live. Like and drop a comment on this video. Last but not least, take a screenshot of this episode, upload it to your story, tag the Men's Physique Show official, Hart McGrath, Aleem Bolton, Phil Nasali. We'll reshare it. And also, I feel like Oprah, there's always more. Physique League, predictions lock 12 hours before the show. You've got just over 24 hours to lock in that prediction. Get yourself on the leaderboard, get some bragging rights. If you know who's going to come first, second, and third, now's your opportunity to tell the world that you know bodybuilding better than everyone else. So tap the link in the bio, head to the Physique League, lock in your answers on the recent post. And other than that, guys, great episode. And to the horde out there, enjoy the rest of the day, the morning, the evening, whatever time you're watching this one. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.